Mason, oh my! Touchdown! Tiger! Go crazy, Cadillac! Go crazy! Oh my! Like citation off to the races. Touchdown, Tennessee! We'll have 91,000 on hand to watch a little LSU football as today the LSU Tigers host Mississippi State. It's the 98th meeting between these two clubs, and it's our game of the week right here on Jefferson Pilot Sports. And hello, everybody. I'm Dave Neal, and welcome to Baton Rouge and Death Valley. Now, certainly a tough week for both of these clubs. Mississippi State losing to Maine 9-7, while this LSU bunch loses on the road to Auburn 10-9. And you must remember this, LSU fans. It was October 11th of last year when you lost to Florida in this building. But what happened? You went on to win a national championship, and we're not even to the month of October just yet. Well, joining me, as always, my partner Dave Rowe. And Dave, you've been in games like last weekend for LSU, those hard-fought, tough losses. From a player standpoint, how tough is it to get back into the mix?
It's actually harder, Dave, to lose the close ones because you think all week long, what could I have done to make a difference? And we saw yesterday on Nick Saban, we saw the concern. His team is not mentally prepared. He said we need to focus. We need to stay with the game. We've got lots of preparation. It's only one loss. They just need to focus and play like they did last year.
Well, one of the big topics, really, since the beginning of the season, the two-quarterback season here at LSU, and Jamarcus Russell and Marcus Randall are the two guys. Your thoughts about playing two quarterbacks?
I don't like it. I'll be right flat out with you. I'll be blunt. I don't like it because when you go into a huddle, you're late in the game. You really need it. You look for one leader. That one leader is the voice. He's the one that steps up.
Well, there's Omar Connor of Mississippi State. Just a sophomore, Dave, but certainly he has brought a lot of tools to the table for Mississippi State.
Well, today, everything falls on his shoulders. If they're going to win, he's going to be the man. He's young. He's inexperienced. They've got a lot of confidence in him. He's going to have to grow up today, Dave.
What are your Toyota keys to the game?
Well, first of all, for Mississippi State, it's disrupt the defense. Omar Connor, just the kind of quarterback that you need to disrupt the defense. If you hear us using words like scramble, backside containment, and things like that, he'll be having a good day. For LSU, dominate, dominate. Nick Saban said it best. We're just not dominating both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Dave, I think his comment was something to the effect of we just need to pop him in the nose. Mississippi State won the toss. They will defer. LSU receives. Keith Andrews to kick it off. Joseph Adai and Xavier Carter back to return for the Tigers. And we are underway in Death Valley, Baton Rouge on a warm Saturday afternoon. And it'll be Adai out of the end zone. Joseph Adai out over the 20 to the 25, taken down at the 26-yard line. Mario Bobo makes that special teams tackle. Let's check in with the third member of our team, as always, our good buddy Dave Baker. Buzz? That's the best buzz has sounded in a while. Oh, we're having a good time with you, Buzz. We'll check back with you in just a moment. Certainly a warm afternoon on those sidelines, and a lot of changes going on down on that field for both of these clubs heading into this contest. It'll be 1st and 10 for LSU from the 26. Marcus Randall gets the start at quarterback. Tosses it to Justin Vincent. Vincent to the 34, 35-yard line. And let's go back downstairs. Buzz.
Dave, what I was trying to say is Jimbo Fisher hopes this offense gets off to a better start than I did. He doesn't like the script plays, but he says it's important for this team to get out fast. He'd like to have some set stuff, some easy stuff for Marcus Randall, but he's got some specific things in the playbook today in order to get this Tiger club into the end zone early. At least that's his hope.
Thank you, Buzz. We'll check in with you throughout the afternoon, and interesting comments from all the coaches and the players yesterday here at LSU about trying to rebound from that game last week. Handoff to Vincent. Needed to get to about the 36.5 for the first down. It'll be very close. Let's take a look at our Chevy starting lineups. And for LSU, Justin Vincent really needs that bust-out game. Of course, he finished last year so strong, everybody thinks he's Superman, but a lot of talent. And Ben Wilkerson, I mean, talk about experience, the 300-pound senior, 991 snaps a year ago, only 3 sacks allowed and 3 penalties. Pretty good stuff. He also snaps on the punt team. And that's a pretty good offensive line. And it'll be very close to the first down. They are bringing out the chains. Our referee today, Jeff Robertson. And it will be a first down. Take a look at that Mississippi State defense, brought to you by Chevy. Ronald Fields moves from that nose tackle spot to a defensive tackle. Dave, tell me about that change quickly.
Well, they think he can be much more disruptive straight up on the guard, get better penetration.
Linebackers, Clarence McDougal, Kenny Kern, a guy that's really stepped up and played well for them in the middle. And David Hurd gets the start at one of those cornerbacks today. They were anticipating starting the freshman Mario Bobo, but felt better of it. Just a true freshman is Bobo. Here's Randall to throw. Pass is caught. In Mississippi State territory, Dwayne Bowe, the 215-pound sophomore out of Miami, Florida, picks up 18 with the catch.
Well, just a drag route out. You just can't give this much distance. When he breaks right there, look at that. You can't turn all the way around. You turn those shoulders around, you lose them. Good timing, good result for the play.
How about Dwayne Bowe? 4 TDs on 10 catches. Talk about your big play guy.
I'd say that's a pretty good ratio.
18.5 yards per reception. That was 18 yards. Here comes some pressure from Mississippi State off the edge. Handoff goes to Vincent off guard. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6 on the play down to the 41-yard line. Marvin Birdsong will record the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Boy, Dave, on that play, he ran right into his own center. Wilkinson, 55, you got to get out of the way. If he had been able to burst through there, getting that secondary, that was big yardage. He just ran into his own blocker.
Ali Broussard checks in. Dwayne Bowe, Early Doucette, Craig Davis, also on the field for LSU on a 2nd down and 5. Quick throw near side. Catch is made by Davis, who breaks a couple of tackles inside the 25, out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Another gain of 18. Jeremy Johnson runs him out of bounds.
What a catch. Great concentration by Craig Davis. Looked the ball in. Didn't know if it got tipped or what, but it was real high, and he went up with one hand, just scooped it in. Boy, your quarterback will love that.
Johnson, you see there, 34, a couple of interceptions last week against Maine. 2 tight ends in the game on a 1st down and 10. Nice opening drive by LSU. In the I formation, fullback is Kevin Stelz. Here's the handoff to Broussard. The Bruiser inside the 15, and he will pick up a 1st down at the 12. Birdsong brings him down. Another chunk of green grass for the LSU offense, a gain of 11.
Boy, I like Broussard when he runs. He runs to the hole. Now, watch right in here. When he sees it right there, he's got a good block out here. Nobody is going to catch him. Watch the acceleration. Look at those feet. Put your head down and just dig. Boy, he enjoyed that. Look at him. That's where you want to get off. He's just a sophomore, but he's a tone setter.
Broussard stays in the game at tailback, and he'll get the handoff. Touchdown LSU, 11 yards, Ali Broussard.
You talk about a hole opening up. That was a hole opening up right up the gut. Boom, when he burst through there, you see the knee, didn't even have to slow down. He just burst through there. Again, watch this. Right there, good read right there, and then just explode up through that center.
Boy, Ali was really fast on that first replay.
Yeah.
Point after, up and good from Chris Jackson. And that gets a little bit of a cheer from the crowd here at Death Valley. Boy, what an opening drive for LSU. They marched it over 80 yards against Auburn last week. Looked good on this drive as well.
SEC football is being brought to you by Napa Auto Care Center, by Chick-fil-A, by Hummer, by Bell South, by Geico, by McDonald's, by Hyundai, and by the Polaris ATV.
See the football from the 1958 Sugar Bowl when LSU went on to win a national championship. They knocked off Clemson in that Sugar Bowl, but they beat Mississippi State that year in a hard-fought game in Starkville, 77-6, as you look at the national championship flags waving in the sky here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Baton Rouge. Chris Jackson to kick it off. By the way, that team, LSU in 58, 10 of 11 games gave up a touchdown or less. Jonathan Lowe out to the 15-yard line, an 11-yard return. Gino Giambaluca makes the special teams tackle. Let's take a look at our Chevy starting lineup for Mississippi State. Jarius Norwood is not 100% today. He'll come into this game with a bruised knee, but still a dangerous weapon up front. The two tackles have played well, including Richard Birch. It is a very big offensive line. Everybody over 300 pounds. They'll need to be great today to help their quarterback, Omar Connor, who has a bad non-throwing shoulder. And the first handoff goes to Norwood right up the middle, and that'll be 3 or 4 yards. Omar Connor will look across the way and see a very good LSU defense. And, you know, they slowed down Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams pretty well last week, about as good as anybody's going to do. Marcus Spears needed to step up his level a little bit. Here's Lionel Turner, 30 tackles this season. He has been Mr. Consistency. Corey Webster a little banged up as well, but he will play. Travis Daniels not 100%, and a couple of sophomores at safety, and LaRon Landry and Jesse Daniels. Connor to throw. Pass is caught. Brandon Wright, not much room there. Corey Webster.
The pass was complete, Dave, and when he turned, it came out. This is definitely complete. Watch this. Out to the flat. Now when he turns around, look, they just ripped the ball out of him. Corey Webster. Again, quick out pass. He's just trying to get yardage. And watch Corey Webster get that arm in there, rip it out.
And Buzz, you had a great look at that. I mean, did it look as easy as it appeared from up here?
And Nick Saban talked about playmakers making plays. That's what Corey Webster did. It was an absolute strip of the ball the way they practice it every day, and now LSU in business.
Boy, Webster's a big play man. He has 14 career interceptions, a forced fumble. Chiron Carey, his first look of 2004. The 5'6" running back, scat back, slot back, whatever you want to call a multi-dimensional carry. His first carry, boy, you know he is certainly happy to be out there, but the other guys that carried it on the first possession, Justin Vincent and Ali Broussard, certainly got this offense rolling.
Oh, it was a perfect drive. Good ball control, good play selection. Then you got Broussard just bursting up the middle into the end zone.
High formation. Randall hands off to Carey. Tyrone Carey inside the 10, down to the 9. Andrew Powell makes the stop.
Boy, Dave, you see that movement in his quick feet. He had penetration in the backfield. He stepped around the pile, still picked up positive yardage. He's so quick. Gets those feet. He runs real close to the ground. He's got excellent balance and great explosion.
Well, he missed the Sugar Bowl last year in the first 3 games of this season due to a bad situation. Chiron made a big mistake and tried to get rid of his Sugar Bowl tickets, and that is a no-no. And so he paid the price, but he's back on the field. Ali Broussard in at tailback. He'll get the handoff. He already has 1 touchdown. This time the Bulldogs stand tall at about the 6-yard line. Kevin Dockery and Marvin Birdsong converge, but that'll be enough, I believe, to move the chains. Yes, it will. And there they go.
Well, if you're Mississippi State, you haven't had a chance to take a breath. They need to get penetration. They need people in the backfield. They need someone like Ronald Fields, 90 through the burst through there. Ellis Johnson is an expert at that. It's called run blitz pressure.
Ellis Johnson wants his defense to be fast, physical, and flexible. Right now, they just need to be filling all the holes. Look at Broussard. Nice tackle inside the 5-yard line. Willie Evans steps up to make the play.
And Dave, Broussard may just be a sophomore, but watch this cut right in here. He can't get to the outside. He just dips that shoulder. Nick Saban really enjoys him. He said he's one of those players that you want to see out there. He's not a leader because he's just a sophomore, but he leads by example.
Well, he kind of compared him to Ronnie Brown at Auburn. He's a running back that, over the course of time, wears down defenses with his size. He loves to hit you. He's 6 feet, 235 pounds. Here's 5'6" Chiron Carey. Cuts it back inside. Just shy of the goal line. Birdsong makes that play for Mississippi State, along with Quentin Culberson.
Run under control. That's what they tell you. This is not just speed. Look at the control. It's not going to go outside, and you're going to see him just stretch out there. But again, look at him cut back underneath, stretch the ball, have to break the plane. The official in good position to make that call. Came up short. know what I'd do in this. If I had Broussard back there, I'd let him carry it.
Here he is, Broussard. Touchdown, LSU. His second today and his second of the season.
Just big man. Look at them just pushing there. A lot of people at the attack. No penetration. You're going to get that roll. It's a big yellow helmeted roll. Look at him coming off the ball. Double team there on Anthony Powell. Number 94, and just burst in, find the speed.
Chris Jackson with the point after it is up. And it is good. An impressive start for LSU. They lead by a couple of touchdowns. Back after a word from your local station. LSU leads Mississippi State 14-0 in the 98th meeting between these two clubs. About 91,000 on hand this afternoon. It's getting warm down there on the field. You check with Buzz, make sure he's all right in this heat.
This is winter in Louisiana. Let me tell you, this is winter. It's only in the double digits.
Jackson's kick taken by Lowe at the 2-yard line. Jonathan Lowe out over the 20 to the 22. Well, Corey Webster's already come up with a big play today. He's known for that in his career. He is also Mr. Versatility. The senior's a two-time first-team All-SEC performer at cornerback with 14 interceptions, which is second on the Tigers' all-time career list. But he also has spent some time at wide receiver and actually caught his first touchdown pass against Arkansas State 2 weeks ago. 14 career interceptions, is 6 off the Chris Williams of LSU, his SEC record, along with Ole Miss's Bobby Wilson. And today he has a caused fumble and a fumble recovery. That afternoon. Here's Jarius Norwood around the outside. Gets about 9 on the carry. And Jarius Norwood is a young man with 4 career 100-yard games. He busted out in the opening week against Tulane and really took this Bulldog offense on his shoulders in the second half in that opener. An emotional game in Starkville, but not 100% today, Dave. But he's a dangerous running back.
Absolutely.
And they got a combination with Fred Reed as well, his backup.
Yeah, absolutely. They need his legs today. They need Norwood to do just what he just did. Make something out of nothing. Nothing at the 4-hole. You break it outside.
Needed about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. I don't know if he got the first down. Take a look at our Hummer scoreboard, and first stop down in Gainesville. As many of you probably are aware by now that Florida had to move that game from tonight to 11:30 this morning Eastern time, trying to avoid Hurricane Gene, which is quickly approaching that coast once again. Virginia Tech leading NC State 7-3, and Boston College and Wake Forest, they are scoreless. Purdue and Illinois tied up at 10, and Maryland and Duke in the ACC. But ACC is going to be a tough league to figure out who the rivalries are. Yes. All the new matchups here in 2004.
You know, Dave, I was just going to say I was watching Sylvester Croom that time. He's doing the right thing, really. I know that almost sounds like an echo, but he is trying to come back, establish something, saying, hey, forget the score. They came out, scored twice, forget it. Nothing is what they say on the sideline. Just play like it's 0-0.
Well, it's going to be third down, and you saw it, maybe a foot. Couple of tight ends, Eric Butler, Blake Pettit. Norwood is the tailback. He'll get the handoff. And he stumbled back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he got it, and if he didn't, it might have to be a punt situation. Lionel Turner steps up from his linebacker position.
Boy, and watch the stumble right there. You see how he stumbled? He would have made it had he been up in the pocket, but he stumbles when he gets the ball. He tries to stutter step right there and come back, and he goes down. Good tackle there by Lionel Turner, 58. But I think he would have made it easily had he not stumbled.
They'll bring the change in. Dave, if they didn't get this, you're already down a couple of touchdowns. Do you have to punt it away if it's 6 inches?
Well, you almost want to say, hey, let's go for it. But if you do go for it, and they're going to bring up short, 4th down. If you do go for it, then you put your defense in a horrible spot. You got to punt it away.
And here comes that punt team. And Brooks Crabtree will do the punting for Mississippi State. The junior out of Starkville takes over for Jared Cook, who punted early in the season. And well, Coach Crum told us he just wasn't consistent enough. Chiron Carey back to return the punt. Not a great kick. Hits at the 35, giving Carey a chance to field it on a bounce. Bulldogs cover it well. Loose football, but the Tigers fall on top of it at the 25. A 41-yard kick, a loss of 3 on the return as Ollie Highsmith picks up the fumble recovery. We will come back, LSU, with the football when we return. Tiger fans certainly still have hope that this club can make some noise in the SEC and make a return trip to the Georgia Dome for the SEC title game. But they have their work cut out. The Tigers offense on their first 2 possessions. 13 plays combined, 6 first downs, a couple of touchdowns. Here's Randall. A screen pass to Justin Vincent, and he's got a lot of room. Vincent out over the 40 to the 42-yard line, and Mario Bobo, the freshman out of Portland, Mississippi, with a heck of a tackle after the 17-yard pickup.
Boy, if he doesn't make that tackle, we're still going to be talking because that was wide open. Great call right now. You let those defensive linemen in, see them all sliding out to the right now. Pick up a couple blocks, look inside. If Bobo doesn't make that tackle, that's going a long way downfield. Just an excellent call.
First down and 10. Here's Vincent off the right side. Vincent gets to the 45-yard line before he is met right on that spot. Justin Vincent, just a sophomore. When I talked to him yesterday, Dave, I said, what was it like when you finally got your opportunity? What was going through your mind last year after being 15 on the depth chart? He was like, you know, I went out there, I didn't have anything to lose. Heck, a couple people were hurt. They didn't have any other option but to play me, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Yeah, let me tell you something. He brought a lot of talent with him, too. He's got speed. He's got that vision into the hole. He's got everything that makes a running back successful.
I just love it. They didn't have anything else.
Yeah, what were they going to do?
Right. They'll play fake to Broussard. Here's Randall trying to scramble around. He keeps it to the 45. To midfield, he'll be a yard shy of the first down. Closed captioning for SEC football provided by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. Dave, that's what we expect to see a little bit more today of Marcus Randall, and that is, you know, he's more of a quarterback that'll roll in that pocket, put it under his arm, and take off. More so, I think, than Jamarcus Russell. But so far, he's hung in there on his opportunities to throw the football.
Boy, nothing is more disheartening for a defense than you get a good rush, flush him out of the pocket, and all of a sudden he just bursts one on you, picks up 6-7 yards. Ooh, look at that run.
Broussard banging off some Bulldog defenders. Kevin Dockery was the first man. Jeremy Johnson was the second man to help bring him down. But watch the first bit of contact here.
That head down, those legs driving. Look at that. You're not just going to pull him down with an arm. You got to get in front of him. You got to wrap him up. You got to stay low. That is a load coming off the ball.
Ali Broussard, 6'4", 36. A couple of scores his first 2 times he's been in the end zone this year. 7 yards deep is Justin Vincent. The left side. Mario Bobo with another nice play out there by himself on that quote island. Gets the talented running back Justin Vincent after a 9-yard gain.
Boy, and Vincent does such an excellent job, Dave, of bouncing to the outside. That hole is designed about the 5 hole, which is just between your guard and tackle, and he sees the opening to the outside, and then he's got a linebacker trying to run him down. It isn't going to happen. The only person that can stay with that kind of speed is maybe a Bobo coming up.
Bobo, the true freshman, 170 pounds. Vincent stays in at tailback. And he only needed a couple of yards, and Able to get 3.5. That'll be a first down for LSU. But when Justin Vincent busted out last year for this LSU team, boy, things changed. You look what he did in the first 6 games. And as a team, they were averaging about 180 yards on the ground. When he gets the ball every day down the stretch, their running average goes to about 225, 230 yards per game. So he did more than just produce yards on the ground. He created more opportunities for the passing game, and Matt Mock and the receivers.
Before the play, illegal substitution. The offense broke the huddle with 12 players. 5-yard penalty, the first down.
Dave, just to follow up your comment about him, when he burst out, that's when LSU started to dominate teams on offense. When he started getting those huge yards, and then they came out and they just smacked everybody. Once they lost to Florida, that was it. They turned their whole season around and played strong football. That's what Nick Saban wants.
There is Coach Saban. He seemed somewhat agitated yesterday. When, just maybe that's too strong of a word, but he's just dying for some of these players to step up and make some of the plays and be the leaders he had a year ago. Pass to the outside by Craig Davis. Loose football. I think the Bulldogs have it. They do. Darren Williams with the fumble recovery, and I think it's that freshman Mario Bobo, once again, number 6, who causes the fumble.
This is just a swing out to the flat. Now, he turns upfield right here. He's running over him, but look at Bobo. Gets those hands in there and pulls that ball out. That's what you teach your defensive backs. Strip it. Look at him, just get that arm in there.
Buzz, you were right on it again. How about Bobo?
Same deal, Dave. I mean, you got to have ball security in this league, and when somebody makes a stop, the next guy's going to come in and not concentrate on taking somebody's head off, but getting the ball back, and that's what the Bulldogs did.
Well, they needed something, and they got it with that turnover. Let's see what Omar Connor and company can do with it. Pass is caught out on the far side by T. Millens, the junior out of Starkville, Mississippi, getting some activity today. Coaches said that he might have been in the proverbial doghouse earlier in the year because of his practice habits. And, well, as time has gone on since the season started, his desire to practice has increased, and thus his playing time has increased. Isn't that funny how those go hand in hand?
They just go hand in hand, exactly like you said. I remember coaches, you don't concentrate, you play like you practice. Coaches will tell you that.
T. Millens is a playmaker. They need him on the field. Here's the handoff. Norwood tripped up, might have lost a yard. Glenn Dorsey, a true freshman for LSU. Out of Gonzales, Louisiana.
And watch Dorsey get the penetration. He's in the backfield. He's about 3 yards. That's what Mississippi State needs on their defense. Penetration through the line, cause that disruption.
Well, Dave, this LSU team, you see Dorsey there, a true freshman. 20 players on their depth chart, usually a 2-deep depth chart. 20 players are either freshmen or sophomores. That is a lot of youngsters.
Yeah, absolutely. Big down here. You don't want to give it back to LSU.
On 3rd and 4, Connor throws it. Nearly picked off. Threw it right into double coverage. Corey Webster was there along with Jesse Daniels. Intended target was Joey Sanders, but boy, Mississippi State lucky that's not 6 the other way.
Absolutely. It was going to be a screen. You see he steps up here. The linemen are flushing out to the left. And he just watch the linemen start heading out here. And again, look at that. Webster's right there. Well, I don't know how Webster missed that one. That was a mistake that Omar Connor is glad to have over.
Tyrone carry. It hit an LSU player, and the Bulldogs may have gotten it back. Oh, my goodness, what a turn of events. It hit Daniel Francis right in the back.
Yeah, he was blocking. He wasn't the intended receiver. He was blocking. See him, number 17? He gets hit right in the back. Excuse me, 37. Excuse me, I said 17. I meant 37. He was looking to block. You see him right there? That's when he got hit in the back. Now, you can't advance it.
So now, here you go. 1st and 10, Mississippi State. They catch another break.
And I'd like to see him go downfield. Use a little bit more of that motion. Get Connor outside. Let him have that run-pass option. But go downfield.
Here's Norwood. Lionel Turner meets him right in the hole to the 33-yard line. Take a look at our Hummer scoreboard down in Gainesville. Florida now up by a touchdown, getting, I think, a little more from Kentucky than they might have expected. Wildcats, of course, Shane Boyd last week against Indiana, and Kentucky's win had 335 yards of total offense. He ran for 130. UC Maryland on top of Duke, and boy, they needed the quarterback to step up in Lexington.
Did they ever? Big down here. You're not going to run it against them consistency. Throw that ball up there.
Connor under pressure. Throws as he falls, and this one is picked off by guess who? Corey Webster, career INT number 15. A forced fumble today, a fumble recovery, and now an interception.
Nothing on the ball because Connor was falling. Steps up here, and he's all armed. Corey Webster just zeroes on it. He's got that great closing speed. If it touches his hands, number 13 is going to get it.
Oh, how about the one-handed pick?
Absolutely.
Kept it off the ground to show everybody.
You see Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator, he took a bigger hit on Corey Webster than the tackle.
Here's the handoff. Allie Broussard to the 40-yard line. Webster now just 5 shy of the SEC record for career interceptions. I think he might be able to catch it.
I asked him that yesterday. I said to him, do you have a chance at it? And he said, they keep on throwing my direction, I do.
Well, Buzz, this game has turned into a battle of turnovers. I know Mississippi State horrible last year in that department.
Last 2 games already, they've got 2 turnovers now. Should have had a third early on.
Allie Broussard hit by Marvin Birdsong in the middle, and that'll be a first down for LSU. You go back to a year ago, Dave, Mississippi State's demise, there were a lot of reasons why. They were minus 21 in the turnover department last year. That was 12th in the Southeastern Conference, 116th in the NCAA among Division I teams. This year they came in, +1 in that department, but still, turnovers, coaches will tell you.
Oh, they're the killers.
Yep.
You're exactly right, Dave. They're the killers. But you've got to capitalize. When you get a turnover like that punt, you've got to get something out of it. You've got to get 3. You're playing an outstanding football team here.
Little play fake to Chiron Carey. Randall to throw. Long out is caught. But backpedaling goes Dwayne Bowe, and I think he had the first down and then lost it. They'll spot it at the 46. And that'll do it for the first quarter. So a couple of touchdowns, a couple of turnovers, a couple of big plays by Corey Webster. We've had some excitement down on the bayou on this Saturday morning with LSU. They show that there is some offensive power in that lineup. Allie Broussard leading the way with a couple of touchdowns. Back to Baton Rouge after this. LSU leading 14-0. We move to the second quarter in Baton Rouge. LSU and Mississippi State. LSU leads this series 61-33-3, but they've won 4 straight and 11 of the last 12. Joseph Adai now in at tailback. A play fake to number 10. Randall steps up, fires over the middle, wide open. Craig Davis down to the 25-yard line. Quentin Culberson brings him down. Boy, Davis was wide open.
Well, he was wide open because the quarterback has time to sit back. Then you do a cut underneath. And look at when he burst right there. That's the missed coverage right there. They both let him go. You can't have 2 defenders running side by side. One of them, when he made that cut underneath, one of them's got to pick him up, slide to the middle zone.
Davis came in with 9 receptions. He has 2 this afternoon. Here's the handoff to Broussard down to the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at our Gatorade first quarter stats, and offensively speaking, it was all LSU.
That is all. 23 yards. That's all LSU. They just dominated the ball. 2 nice drives. They put together just outstanding, just a blend of plays. Went to the pass. They've had time to sit back there, look downfield, find their wideouts. If you're Mississippi State, you can't catch on the defensive line. You've got to get penetration. They're making changes already in personnel.
Here's Randall on a rollout. Pass is caught. Broken tackle down to the 12-yard line. Jacob Hester That'll be a first down, a gain of 10.
Boy, Darren Williams makes a cardinal mistake there. He tries to roll block for a tackle. You can't roll block. You've got to come up, wrap him up, and bring him down. That'll be corrected on the sideline when he gets over in that defensive huddle.
Well, Hester, another one of those true freshmen. He's out of Shreveport. Marcus Randall has managed some nice drives here today for LSU. I'm wondering how long Marcus will go before we see Jamarcus Russell.
I don't think I'd make a change. Not with my quarterback. Just outstanding play selection, plays.
And a flag goes down. But that's what Nick Saban wanted to do this week, Dave. He said, he goes, the quarterback that starts, if he has a hot hand, I'm going to go with him. Last week, Marcus Randall led the team, 80-yard drive against Auburn, opening drive.
Ball to snap, dead ball. Ball start, 76 offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still first down.
And he was kind of kicking himself for putting Jamarcus Russell in on that second series, even though Russell did well, but he felt that he needs to leave the quarterback in with a hot hand. And right now, Marcus Randall is certainly no problems with him.
Well, the reason that you want to stay with Marcus Randall is that he gets in sync. He's got timing. He's got the snap of the ball in his hand. He's got a feel for the speed of the running backs, the wide receivers, and the defense. So you leave him in.
Here's Ali Broussard. Kicks it to the outside. Ali Broussard. Touchdown, 16 yards. His third of the game.
I talked about tackling early. You cannot arm tackle these guys. Broussard especially, he's a load. He's coming in there 6 foot, about 235. He puts the shoulder down and watch him. Right in there, he's going to get hit right there. Now just explode to the outside. You need help. You got to wrap him up. This tackle will kill you.
Ooh. Point after is wide left, and LSU fans have seen that before. And you can tell that Nick Saban wants perfection from every aspect of his game. Right now, I would think his offense as a whole pretty close to perfect.
Dave Baker back here with you at Tiger Stadium. You see number 4, Jamarcus Russell. He's warming up as a freshman sensation from Mobile. He'll be in on the Tigers next series. Dave, the thing that you'll notice about him, and I didn't notice it until you get down here on the field, he is a huge guy. This is a big man.
That is a big boy, a lot like Rohan Davey used to when he suited up for LSU a couple of years ago. Same kind of physical attributes. But Marcus Randall, I got to tell you this, Buzz, you saw it firsthand down there. He was, I would say, about as poised as I've seen him in a long time. Chris Jackson after the missed PAT to kick off. It'll be Fred Reed. Reed to the 20. And we just saw moments ago Chris Jackson missed that PA left, but this was last Saturday. And, well, Auburn had a chance to take the lead. But they missed a point after, but a flag was thrown. Ronnie Prude from his safety position leapt forward and was thrown for a flag. And there's a look at the rule as it's written, but basically 3 things need to be looked at. A, did he leave from behind the line of scrimmage in an obvious attempt to block, jump, and block the kick? Yes. Did he cross over the neutral zone in that process? Yes. And did he fall on an offensive player on the offensive side of the football? And the answer to that is yes. So those are the 3 criteria that need to be answered to determine if a flag needs to be thrown under the rule as it is written coming into this season. And obviously not many people like the rule in general, the way it is written. But yet it is, Dave Rowe, you think a rule that needs to be there. The intent is right.
Absolutely, Dave. I like the intent. It's to protect players because you remember the one player was paralyzed last year. And like I said, I've been down in that pile. I know exactly what that feels like.
That pass is incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Right in front of Nick Saban, Jesse Daniels was covering Eric Butler.
And when you're a young quarterback, you need good things to happen. And that's what Mississippi State needs. They need good things to happen to them right now. This may be a good thing to happen. Come out of the pocket a little bit, roll. He squares up nice, likes to roll to his right. And Eric Butler is tight end. I think Jesse Daniels. interfered with him. Yep, that's the call.
These are the two least penalized teams in the Southeastern Conference. Of course, Mississippi State, the fewest number of penalty yards per game, and LSU right behind them. And that is Mississippi State's first down today.
It's been a long while. They've had everything go wrong.
Connor overthrows Fred Reed. You know, last week, obviously the final score of 9-7 against the 1AA Maine Black Bears is disappointing. But, you know, from a coaching standpoint, when we talked to Sylvester Kroom about it, I asked him, how do you get your club to forget about it? He says, Dave, you know, we did a lot of really good things. Yeah. We just turned it over in the red zone. We had inopportune penalties, but we did a lot of positive things. So I tried to reinforce those through video with my team as the week unfolded. Pressure coming. Pass is left short, looking for Fred Reed. Or excuse me, the fullback Darnell Jones. Pressure came from Jesse Daniels. But Connor having a tough go of it today.
Yeah, he's having a tough go because the LSU team is putting a lot of edge pressure on him from the outside edge. You rush a man, get in his face, make him get those happy feet where he starts to want to scramble around. They've got good pass rushing lanes. They're containing him. The only time he's been effective, really, is when he's rolled out to his strong side, his right. He throws well on the run when he squares up.
Third down and 10. Connor with some time. Down he goes. Intercepted. Marcus Spears, just like he's done that before. Spears returned an interception for a touchdown in the national title game, and it's deja vu.
You cannot throw the ball when you're under pressure, and Vaughn was the one putting pressure on him. Look at this, he's going down, he just throws it up for grabs. And Marcus Spears, who really wasn't rushing the quarterback, he was actually dropping back into pass protection to help up, just catches a duck.
And this point after from Jackson is up and good. Marcus Spears, the senior out of Baton Rouge.
Look at Spears. He's not rushing the quarterback. He's just dropping back now, trying to come up, and he just about lateral into him. Good Lord, anybody could catch that. Look at Spears go to the end zone. That's a lineman's dream.
Well, he is a former tight end. That was moved over to the defensive side of the ball, so he knows what to do with it. And, of course, the national championship game interception put him on the map. And, boy, that is just a heartbreaker for the Bulldogs. And, Dave, that is Omar Connor's fourth or fifth time today as he's been going down, trying to make a play. And I think he'll learn in time, just as a sophomore, that in this league, sometimes it's best just to eat the ball. The SEC West and hoops.
You know, Dave, just to solidify your point, you learn from experience playing in games. And Omar Connor, he's learning some of the bad things today. You got to just take that ball. Just got to pull it down. You just cannot take a chance like that.
First down.
Well, defense is a trademark for Nick Saban's team, and up front, that means continued great play from Marcus Spears.
Well, Marcus is obviously a guy that's a talented guy who can make big plays, who always seems to make a big play in a critical time in the game, just like he did in the national championship game when he intercepts the ball and runs it for a touchdown. So, you know, I think he had a great spring. He's had a good offseason, and we expect big things of him.
Well, Spears has already this year forced a fumble, recovered a fumble, had an interception, and has recorded a sack. I'd say he's getting involved defensively.
Definitely. Now, if you're Omar Connor and you're Mississippi State, just take a deep breath, relax, and start playing football. Jarius Norwood with the carry. And just to finish up with Marcus Spears while we got a second, you know, he returned for his senior season. He could have gone off to the NFL. They thought he might be a late first round, all the way through an early third round pick, but he wanted to come back, felt he had something to prove. And
he and Corey Webster have combined to be those leaders defensively. I think that Coach Saban's looking for, but he needs more of them.
Absolutely. It's real easy to walk away from a national championship team and then go into the NFL, but he chose to come back, and you have to honor that.
Not much for Norwood. And Dorsey makes the tackle.
Now Mississippi State trying to settle down their young quarterback. Relax back there. Take a deep breath. Look down. See what he does, what he's done well. He looks over to the sideline, gets the call, comes back over here. He wears a flip chart on his hand. You see it right there. He looks up the play. They signal it in. Now, is this a good play? The play I saw that he really did well was when he kind of rolled to his right a little bit and came up with those square shoulders. Give him some kind of an option.
He is playing with a slightly separated left shoulder. Here comes pressure again. Lionel Turner up the middle. And this time Connor wisely throws it out of bounds instead of into traffic. And that means the punt team comes right back out for the Bulldogs.
Edge pressure again. It's going to come from the right side. You see him coming hard out there. They chase him out of the pocket. They don't allow him to look downfield. And LSU has just said, hey, we're going to cover your wideouts one-on-one. We're going to bring backer or safety pressure, and we're going to make you make quick decisions. And it has really worked well for them.
Here's Chiron Carey. Gets a block in the back. This will come back no matter how far Carey ends up running. And Nick Saban.
Boy, coaches hate that. Ooh. They hate that. Again, get to the outside. There's the block in the back right there. That was easy to see.
Illegal block in the back. Number 42 on the return team. That penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back. Number 8 on the return team. That penalty is accepted. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
A lot of yellow flags on that play. 27-0. LSU will return after a word from your local stations.
8. Time well spent.
Rolex and Paul's Jewelry. Oil Center, Lafayette.
LSU, his first action today after Marcus Randall led this Tiger team to 27 points. Joseph Fadai in a tailback. He's out over the 45 to the 49-yard line. Gain of 13. That'll be a first down. But there is Jamarcus Russell. Combined, Russell and Randall have only completed 44% of their passes, 6 TDs and 3 interceptions. Quoting Coach Saban, he needs one of these guys to step up and take the, quote, bull by the horns.
Well, I don't think Marcus Randall did a bad job.
No.
Leading them down 4 touchdowns, 27-0. He didn't make any mistakes. Now, you need 2 quarterbacks. You know, that's a controversy, 2 starters. But you need 2 solid quarterbacks in this league.
Russell fires a bullet. Pass is caught by Davis. Spins around to the 31. And that'll move the chains after a gain of 21 yards. But you see the arm strength. That is a rope off the hand of Jamarcus Russell.
Absolutely. Look at this. Watch his body. He just throws that all on, just flings it out there. Kind of reminds me of an old quarterback that I played with, Burt Jones. That kind of arm just drills the ball in there.
Burt Jones, huh?
Yeah, I played with him in Baltimore. Old LSU guy.
Right.
And he had that same kind of arm shake. He could just flick it, and he'd go 30, 40 yards. Stabler, he didn't have that kind of an arm.
He knew how to get it there,
Yes,
though.
he did.
Here's a dive. Down to the 27. Loose football, apparently. And it looks like we had some extracurricular activity down around the 15. That's what the crowd was getting all wired up about. But let's go down to the sideline and check in with Dave Baker with our All-Tel Sideline Connection. And today, somebody's celebrating a birthday, I believe.
Somebody's got a birthday today. I don't know if they're doing much celebrating, Dave. I'm wondering if the SEC could mean AARP. A couple of weeks ago, it was David Cutcliffe turning 50, Tommy Tuberville last week, Sylvester Croom 50 today. They will now get to enjoy the same 10% discount that Dave Rowe's been enjoying for some time.
I love it. I love it. Good one, Buzz.
Oh, man, that may have been his best.
Russell throws, backpedaling, pass is caught, and that will be a first down. A heck of a throw and catch. Early Doucette, the true freshman, makes the reception.
Dave, this is amazing. He's got pressure. He's got McDougal 29 in his face. Watch this throw. You can only do this if you've got great strength. All with his arm. He's got McDougal. Now, he finds crossing across the middle in the pattern. Look at this. Going on a little drag out to the flat. All arm, delivers a strike. Mississippi State cannot get to him. Buzz talked about how big he is. He is huge, 250 pounds.
6'5", 250. Here's Justin Vincent. 5'10", 215 on his way inside the 5, right about the 5.5-yard line. Gain of 12.
Boy, good blocks up front. That time Nate Livings, number 71, gets a great block out there. He's on O'Neal, 35, the outside backer. Just drives him at the point of attack. That's like pitch and run there. They're not getting touched till they're 3-4 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Nate Livings, junior out of Lake Charles. One of the smaller players up front, 295.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Good night. When your quarterback weighs 250, you got to have some heavier linemen.
High formation. Toss goes to Vincent, looking for a seam. Down to the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. And that'll bring up a second down and goal.
Boy, and I just love the way they run under control. You want that running back to take that ball when he gets to the outside, when he sees the seam, and you have to see it before it happens. You just visualize it, and then you explode up through there. And Nick Saban's got to like what he's seen. He's got 3 solid running backs, 2 great quarterbacks. Wow.
Justin Vincent, Joseph Adai, Ali Broussard, Chiron Carey, all guys that can be successful. You got Jamarcus Russell and Marcus Randall, 2 guys you hope to be successful. Loose football. Vincent picks it up, bobbled. Now it's Mississippi State's turn to pick it up, and it will be Bulldog football. The true freshman Gabe O'Neal out of Columbus, Mississippi. That is the 3rd LSU fumble today.
Boy, Justin Vincent makes a critical mistake. You don't try to pick it up. If you drop the ball right there, bad exchange. Now just fall on it. You're down on the 5-yard line. You don't try to pick it up and run with it, trying to make something extra happen. Sylvester Croom says, finally, we get a break down there. Now, offense, do something about it.
Well, they've had some opportunities today, Dave. They've created some turnovers, and they just haven't done anything with them now. They haven't gone for that big play. They haven't had time to go for a big play.
No, they've been bringing a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Red Reed spins around. Nice 5.5, 6-yard gain for the tailback out of Tampa, Florida. Claude Roten makes the tackle.
And Dave, you start thinking about Mississippi State. If they can get some kind of an offensive push downfield, take pressure off their defense, come away with, even if they just come away with a field goal, it'll send them in the locker room with a little bit of momentum. Omar Connor, he's the kind of guy that has talent to be able to do it. He hasn't been able to scramble because they've been right in his face.
Oh, Connor rolled right into the blitzing Ollie Highsmith from his strong side linebacker position.
Nobody blocked him backside. They've been bringing that pressure from the outside backer way over on the left of your screen. You're going to see number 7. Look at him. Oh, when Connor turns around.
He was there in a hurry.
Left side of your screen, looking right out there. Boom, there he is right there. And the first thing that Connor did was not try to throw it away. That's the first positive thing.
I got to tell you, Highsmith was almost to that spot quicker than the quarterback was. So far today, Highsmith has looked impressive. Out of the shotgun. In the end zone. Pass is dropped by Eric Butler, the tight end, a freshman out of Moss Point, Mississippi.
Well, Connor is just, he's timid almost back there. He's been getting so much pressure. He's getting those happy feet feeling pressure. That time he had him coming across the middle. I don't know if it would have made a first down, but it would have gotten him out of trouble, but he doesn't deliver. Just, you take him over the sideline, sit him down, give him a Gatorade, tell him just to take a deep breath, relax.
Crabtree to punt it away. Tyrone Carey back to return, nearly blocked. A high kick And Carey will return it, but for no gain. 35-yard punt, nothing on the return, and LSU has good field position once again at the 43-yard line. We'll be back after this. LSU is playing like a national championship team this afternoon. 27-0. They have the ball back with 5:27 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Ali Broussard, who's had a wonderful first half. Not much happening on that possession. Might have lost a yard. Time to take a look at our Chick-fil-A nugget of today's game, and it refers to some national coaches of the year, and there have been 4 of them here at LSU. Nick Saban, of course, last year, everybody's national coach of the year. Jerry Stovall. And there's Charlie Mack, the late Charlie Mack in 1970, and Paul Dietzel back in 1958.
Oh, yeah. You remember the Chinese bandits under
Yes.
Paul Dietzel. That's back in my era.
Second down and 12. They'll give him a loss of 2. Not very often do you see Ali Broussard back up with a carry. And Russell just overthrows Ali Broussard. There's Ellis Johnson, the defensive coordinator. Said he really wanted to make the quarterbacks today for LSU have to make some plays. And that was basically meaning take away the running game, and that was something they couldn't do early on.
Well, LSU came out and established that running game. They've been bruising Mississippi State up front. And then your quarterback sits back there, both Randall and Russell, sitting back there looking downfield, nobody in their face. Boy, that is a quarterback's dream. When you've got that running game go, it opens up the passing game.
Well, that's the first incomplete pass for LSU. And now Russell will throw it again. This time it's caught by the big play man, Dwayne Bowe, who takes it inside the 20 and nearly broke free of David Hurd's tackle. Kevin Dockery also on the spot with Darren Williams alongside.
Dave, you don't think of someone that's a redshirt freshman with this touch. Look at this ball. Just a nice soft touch. He throws the ball over top of the defender, just drops it right into Bowe. Bowe's a big target at 6'3", but he just drops it in there. And how about Bowe? Extra yardage after he gets hit on the line of scrimmage or on where the ball came down.
Boy, he came in, Dave, averaging about 18.5 yards per catch. Today, he's living up to that average. And the thing about Dwayne Bowe is he's a confident man, loves to chit-chat, even with his own team in the huddle. He is a talker, but he has stepped up and made the big plays for this wide receiver core. Tyrone Carey down to about the 15-yard line.
Boy, and Tyrone Carey, I'll tell you, he's a defensive lineman's nightmare. He's so short. He gets up into the hole. He's got that great speed, just burst up through there. I like his play.
And, Buzz, you get more on Tyrone.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, Dave, the way they're trying to get him in the offense. You know, he had the problems with injury last year and in the offseason problems. And it's just, you know, you see so much talent on this LSU team, but Nick Saban feels that Tyrone Carey is really an integral part of what's going to happen. And I think that's why you see them trying to allow him to get into a rhythm today.
You're exactly right, Dave. He said he was going to try to work him into the flow of this game and didn't want to disrupt what they had already had working. But with the score 27-0, I think for Nick Saban, here's a real opportunity to get Tyrone Carey some much-needed work. He has practiced with this club throughout this whole ordeal, but has not been able to put on the uniform until today. I think when we get to the big football games coming up, like at Georgia and at Florida in the coming weeks, Tyrone Carey will be a factor if LSU has aspirations of winning those ball games.
Well, I just remember playing against players his size. They're short, but they play like they're about 6'4". But he's got a great heart, and you almost lose him in there. You lose him behind the offensive lineman. You can't find him, and all of a sudden he pops through.
Pass is caught the 5-yard line. Touchdown, early Doucette. 12 yards from Jamarcus Russell.
Dave, I talked about you can't roll block. You can't block these guys down. Number 22 is Darren Williams. He just comes in and gives him a shoulder. You got to wrap him up. That's 6 missed tackles. Look at this. Comes in, just kind of puts a hit in there. You can't tackle like that. Not great players. You got to wrap them up, get them in, and pull them down.
Jackson's point after is good. For the first touchdown catch of the year from early Doucette. LSU leads it 34-0. We'll return after a message from LSU and Mississippi State.
Mississippi State University is applying its
Tigers lead it 34-0. 2:37 to go here before halftime in Baton Rouge. And LSU has just no other way to put it other than to say that they've dominated.
Well, if I'm Mississippi State, I'd sit my quarterback down. He's rattled, he's frazzled, he's not doing things well. I bring in Kyle York. I look and see if maybe he can get a little spark.
Fred Reed will take the kickoff from the 2. Out to the 21-yard line. Well, fans, be sure and enter the Toyota You Pick'em contest. Just go online at jpsports.com and click on the Toyota banner. Pick the winner of each week's game and automatically register to win an all-expense-paid trip or 2 to the college football game of your choice. The Toyota You Pick'em contest. Omar Connor back on the field for another series, and I think they've trying to get him just to halftime.
Well, I understand that, but he's rattled. He's really frazzled. He's got too much talent, and they're bringing pressure on him all the time in his face.
Here's Connor out to the 25, picks up about 4.5 on the carry, and a flag is down.
Well, and I think that flag's going to be maybe on David Stewart, the big offensive tackle.
Offense number 60, late hit. Half the distance for the goal. It's second down.
Yeah, David Stewart just running downfield, just tries to get a little bit extra. Can't do that.
Well, that successful drive moments ago. It led to LSU's 33rd and 34th points. Wins another $500 to the SEC's education initiative, courtesy of Safe Auto Insurance Company. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO, and you too can be a successful drive. 6th place, 43 yards, early Doucette with the touchdown reception, his first of the year. Omar Connor looking to find a way to get his club in that end zone, and you see the disguise, and it's hard for coaches to defend or game plan against an LSU defense because they're so adept at disguising blitzes. You never know where the pressure's coming from.
Well, they've brought a lot of pressure on the outside edge. They've had Highsmith in his face all day long. There's Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator. But you just want to calm down the quarterback. I'm not saying bench him for good.
4-man rush allows Omar Connor to hit his tight end Eric Butler for a first down. Connor ran right out of his shoe to make that play, but that'll move the chains. LaRon Landry in on the tackle, a gain of 28.
And you know, it's interesting that time Connor moved the football. He moved around in the pocket. Then he squared up. Maybe if he has some success like that, he can work his way through it. Well, I think you almost called timeout in here. I mean, they moved the ball out to almost the 40-yard line. You're going, you know, why take him in the end zone? This game is 34 to zip. I wouldn't, I'd use him.
Pressure again. This time, Bulldogs pick it up. Connor hits his outlet, Jarius Norwood. He's out to the 47-yard line. And it looks like a big collision. That'll be close to the first down. They may have to spot it and then mark it, and they'll give it a first down. That will stop the clock.
Now, again, this is the first semblance of a drive. Nick Saban saying, hey, wait a minute. Don't let them get back in this football. Don't give them any life. But this is the first they've been able to move the football, and they're moving it because Omar Connor all of a sudden, and Sylvester Croom will tell you, he's moving around the pocket a little bit more. Maybe he is growing up, Dave.
Coach Croom looking at that clock. He knows he has 3 timeouts remaining. Connor, pressure comes, down he goes. Ronnie Prude from his cornerback position, first man on the spot.
And there's nobody blocking him. Left of your screen, look at him. He just comes dancing in there. You got to pick him up or else do something to occupy Ronnie Prude. Ronnie Prude is the outside cornerback on the play.
Timeout taken by Mississippi State. Sports.com and click on the Regions Bank Road Trip Planner for the quickest routes and all the information you need traveling around the SEC. And Dave Rose off on the weekend. If you'd like to go to his house in North Carolina, he'd be more than happy to have you. Of course, if you want to find Dave Baker, he'll be up in the Kentucky area. I'm sure he'd love to have you.
Yeah. And where are you going to be, partner?
I'm going to be real busy.
Yeah, right. Doing the lawn and all those honeydew chores that your wife's got for you.
I'm sure the list is long. Well, here we go for Mississippi State. 47 seconds to play before halftime. They're looking at a 2nd down and 15. And once again, here comes some pressure. 9 men up on the line of scrimmage.
Go deep, young man. Go deep.
That's what he's doing. And a misread easily picked off by Jesse Daniels. And Jesse Daniels knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And that is the 3rd interception today for Omar Connor.
Boy, when they run the wrong pattern, they turn in. You see right there, turning in, and the ball goes out. You see no one out there. That was an out pattern, about 15, 18 yards. He was supposed to go back out towards the flag, and he kept on the in pattern. Defender read it. That's an easy pitch and catch. Now, if you're LSU, do you go after more points? We're still in the first half. I think you go downfield. I don't know what Nick Saban will decide, but I think you go downfield.
After talking to him this week, I think he wants his team to have that killer instinct.
Absolutely. Still in the first half. As John Madden used to tell us, I didn't see him waving the flag over there.
That pass is dropped by Dwayne Bowe. You don't see that very often. 32 seconds to go before intermission.
I think LSU would be happy with a field goal try. They need probably about 18 to 20 yards to get in anywhere decent field goal position. But sitting back there, no pressure on them. Jamarcus Russell looking downfield. He's got that great height, can see over top of his offense and defensive line rush.
4 receivers. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Die in the backfield, but the pass will go out to Dwayne Bowe, who drops the football. Incomplete pass. The 2nd time he's done that.
Boy, I don't know about that being an incomplete pass. You got to take another look at that. But on the play, what happened was, as he turned, it looked like he turned to run. Again, that's not a complete pass. It looks like it's ripped out there, I'll say that. But again, look at this. Got control of it, turns, ball's ripped out. That, to me, looks more like a fumble.
Really do set it there to pick it up and knock it out of bounds for LSU, but it's 3rd down and 10. And looks like some movement on that LSU line. Willie Evans pointing across the way.
Before the snap, good ball. Ball start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
As you said, little Nate Livings gets his name mentioned. Only one under 300 pounds. Well, there's a couple other there right on that border, but huge linemen here, just huge linemen. You learn how to pass protect, and you learn how to block if you play at LSU.
Ben Wilkerson, the anchor of that line up front. Of course, Andrew Whitworth, junior's played a lot of snaps in his career as well. Over the middle, pass is caught. Craig Davis. That'll be a 1st down on 3rd and 15 inside the 30 now. A gain of 21. And
got timeouts. Why not use them?
The clock was going to stop to move the chains.
I know, but just take time. Make a huddle call. And I saw Russell over there saying, "You want me just to kill the ball, just to throw it down, stop the clock?" And he does. Why not call timeout? Yeah, there you go.
3 timeouts.
There I am being critical of LSU. They're leading 34-0. It's the first mistake that they've made. But, that was interesting. I mean, you've got timeouts. You're not going to use 3 of them in 17 seconds. Comes a blitz.
Little handoff goes to Joseph Adai inside the 20 down to the 15. That will be a 1st down. That'll stop the clock with 7 seconds. Rico Bennett makes the stop, but not before Adai picks up 14.
Fast feet. Look at that fast feet. Look how quick his feet are getting down to the ground. They run under control, slow. Hey, this is interesting. What is this? Ooh, that's surprising to me.
I think Nick Saban probably just wanted to get to the locker room. It's already 34-0, and they have manhandled the Bulldogs. Let's check in with Dave Baker.
Nick, you were looking for your defense to be dominant again. 3 interceptions, a couple of sacks in the first half.
Well, we played a little bit better. We get some pressure on the quarterback and making some big plays. It's changed field position. Done a nice job on offense as well. I think we dominate the line of scrimmage. Turned the ball over in the red area a couple times, which is disappointing, but at least we're playing physical and establishing some identity.
All right, Coach, thanks. That's Nick Saban as he goes to the locker room. His LSU Tigers on top of Mississippi State, 34-0. We're back to Baton Rouge right after this.
SEC football is brought to you by the Polaris ATV, by Chick-fil-A, by BC Powder, by Surplus Warehouse, by Napa Auto Care Center, by Bell South, by Crystal, and by...
They are still loving it in Knoxville. That celebration has been going on all week. A celebration today that is in progress here in Baton Rouge as the Tigers lead the Mississippi State Bulldogs by a count of 34-0. More of our halftime coming up next.
This moment in Southeastern Conference history is brought to you by Citgo, fueling the game. From 1995 to 98, I was what made LSU's offense good. I have the highest career rushing yardage in school history and was a consensus All-SEC choice 3 years in a row. Who am I?
State 34-0. We get close to the start of the third quarter. Dave Baker caught up with Mississippi State's head coach Sylvester Croom moments ago.
Coach, you were able to turn them over 3 times in the first half. You just weren't able to take advantage of it.
No, we didn't convert. We should have had more turnovers than that. And we had some, even after we get the football, we turn it over again. The receivers dropping the ball with some situations where there wasn't anything there. We just needed to get rid of the football. We've had some chance to make some plays, but we didn't. And hopefully we come out in the second half. I just want to play one play at a time here and see if we can get back in this thing.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. That's Sylvester Croom, Dave.
And you know that he's a frustrated man. Not being able to slow down this LSU offense today that's led by Jamarcus Russell and Marcus Randall. Randall got the start today. Pretty impressive stuff. And it looks like Kyle York on the other side will step in to back up to Omar Connor. Looks like he's getting loose, and we'll probably see him quite a bit here in the second half. Well, football fans, register for your chance to win $1 million in the Bell South Kick for a Million contest. One lucky family will be given the opportunity to kick for $1 million during halftime of the 2004 Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Log on to jpsports.com to register, and then I'll start practicing your field goals. Bell South listening, answering. Chris Jackson will kick it off. Missed an extra point today. Came into this contest 7 of 9. He's missed a couple of extra points. Of course, last week, a really big blow when he missed a point after. And there's plenty of opportunities to work on that today, I think, to this point.
Oh, yeah. None bigger than that last week, though.
Kickoff from Jackson. Taken by Fred Reed at the 5. And he's met at the 15 and gets maybe a bonus yard out to the 16-yard line. Mississippi State for the first half.
Wow. That ain't pretty. That is not pretty. 2 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, 2 plays. Wow, had a big one there of 4. I don't want to be cynical about it, but they come in, make a little quarterback change, see if they can get something going. But it was interesting. Oh, wait a minute. They brought Connor back out there. You know, forgive me for that. I thought I saw Kyle York warming up. I thought for sure they might go with him.
Not much happening on that handoff to Jarius Norwood. Lionel Turner, Cameron Vaughn make the tackle for LSU. Jarius Norwood, 8 carries, 17 yards. Fred Reed, 2 carries, 10 yards. As a team, Mississippi State 13 carries and 15 yards when you throw in Omar Connor's losses in the running game.
Well, people might question why you do this, and I did too. Why do you leave him in there? He's obviously taken a lot of shots, but he is the future of this team. Sylvester Croom said, hey, I can't wait till he gets to be a senior, and we see what he's going to have.
Connor running and throws it out of bounds, and a flag is down.
I think Connor might be hurt. He went down really awkward.
You see those linemen coming over. And Omar Connor is writhing in pain. He came into this one with a slightly separated non-left shoulder, if you will. They limited him in practice this week. But this looks like a leg injury.
Well, when he went down, watch how awkward he is. He's going to get hit from the backside. Watch his leg. See his foot get up there? Then he just kind of tosses it out. That they're going to call grounding. But again, comes out here. Watch the legs to see when the legs get tangled up here, Dave. Right in there. You see the foot? Oh, yeah, he gets that foot, and then he gets fallen on top of the back of his legs.
Omar Connor came in. He had completed 60% of his passes, a couple of touchdowns and interception, but today has been a real wake-up call for him physically. And you know, he played a year ago as a wide receiver, had 14 catches, so he understood the pace of the game and the speed of the game from that standpoint. But going on the road as your team's leader, as a quarterback into this environment, your first start on the road, you knew it was going to be a tough task, and let's just hope that that is not a serious injury, because the future is very, very bright for Omar Connor. And you know, not only that, Dave, he's just a good young man to be around. We've had a chance to speak with him a couple of occasions, and he's just a bright guy that has a big smile on his face.
You just love him. He said, man, I'm going to be the man. Just give me the ball. You know, I mean, a real leader, just the most likable kid. Suffering through a tough day today, and Kyle York's going to have to come in. We saw him warm up at halftime, and it's going to be tough for Kyle York. He's been sitting over there. He's been anticipating getting in, but just sitting back there looking downfield. But he, too, needs to take a deep breath. He's a junior.
York will lead Mississippi State. They're 0 for 4 on third down conversions. This time Fred Reed gets the carry, and he needed to get to the 26. And he'll be shy of the 25-yard line. Cameron Vaughn brings him down, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 2. And the Bulldogs will have to punt it away. Dave Baker working his way over there to Paul Mock and his staff, Mississippi State, to see if we can get a better look, an idea, and let you know what Omar Connor's situation is. And as soon as we know something, we will let you know. Crabtree's punt hits at the 46 and gets a favorable LSU bounce. And so the Tigers have very good field position on their opening second half drive. Well, last week around the SEC, there were, some fantastic football games. 3 league games were decided by the smallest of margins, 2 points. Then, of course, Brody Croyle and Kevin Simon, 2 real stars in this league, go down with injuries. Brody Croyle was having an unbelievable season, and he will certainly hit the rehab trail, as will Kevin Simon, as soon as they can. But what a week it was in SEC football. Jamarcus Russell to start the second half at quarterback. Hands it off to Ali Broussard. Marvin Birdsong makes that stop. That'll be his 7th stop.
Well, Ali Broussard has been a force in that first half. He was just slash and dash, inside, outside, power running, putting that head down, scoring touchdowns. Scored 3 touchdowns, 3 different runs for scores. They were just, and 3 different types of runs. Just bursting into the end zone. Then when he needed it, he had that speed to get to the outside to score. He has been everything they said he was.
2nd down and 9. Play action to Broussard. Russell throws with a man on his leg. Dwayne Bowe makes the catch. 1st down LSU at the 38. Kevin Dockery on the coverage, a gain of 12. And another Bulldog player, Willie Evans, now laying at the 45.
This was really the first pressure that they really got on Russell.
And Dave, Willie Evans came into this game banged up as well. He injured his shoulder during practice this week. The former fullback who moved over to the defense a few years ago. Looks like he might be holding that shoulder again.
There's Willie Evans coming around. Look at this. He's going to come up. He gets a hand on and slings around. I'm wondering when he comes down if he doesn't come down on that left shoulder. And what an arm. Russell just standing back there under pressure. Nope, he's coming up limping.
Paul Mock, busy man over there, Mississippi State here in the opening moments of this second half. So Willie Evans now looks like a bad leg, bad shoulder. Well, there's not a lot of depth on this Bulldog team.
Well, I've been in this situation. I've been down 34-0 at halftime. It's no fun in the locker room. It is if you were wearing an LSU jersey and a helmet, because you can't do anything wrong. But if you're on the other side of the ball, it's a long day, especially if you're on defense. You got to make plays. And as Sylvester Croom said, one at a time. Do your job, your responsibility, one at a time.
Tyrone Carey on the carry. You know, defensively, I look up front. Corey Clark is out right now, the freshman out of Taylorsville, Mississippi. He got hurt earlier in this game. Willie Evans now, one of the ends, is out. Ronald Fields hasn't been much of a factor, the senior, playing in his home state today. Number 93 in maroon, making his last trip into Baton Rouge. Keith Zinger, the tight end. And some good noise here for the folks that have stayed inside Death Valley Tiger Stadium, which is going under some renovation. trying to get this attendance up from about 91,000 to about 94, maybe 95,000 when they're done with it for the start of next season.
I'll tell you, if you sit on the 50-yard line, you can sit high.
There are a lot of 50-yard line tickets available in Tiger Stadium. Jonathan Lowe backs up after the return of 7 yards. Kenneth Hollis, the backup linebacker, in on the tackle. Well, even with last week's loss, Nick Saban knows it's a tough climb to repeat as national champs.
I'm pleased with the way our organization has kept its focus on what we need to do for the upcoming season. I think, you know, last year we climbed the mountain, we kind of planted the flag, but I think everybody needs to keep the perspective that we're back at base camp and we have a new mountain.
Yeah, and that goes back to the old thing that he talked about yesterday, and that is there are 20 freshmen and sophomores, and they're too deep. Wide open. Tyler Threadgill comes in and got his hands on the football. A big play from Kyle York, who first time we've really seen Mississippi State go deep today.
Talk about get your hands on it. This is more than getting your hands on. Look at this. Just look the ball in. That ball is easy. Just catch it. Oh, mercy, mercy. You want to help your team out a little bit? Got to catch that, Mr. Threadgill.
Sylvester Croom looking on, and you know, this is the time of the game when Mississippi State got some players in there. Jason Husband, for instance, a wide receiver against Auburn, played well in the second half and earned his way into the starting lineup. There's Threadgill again. This pass incomplete, but you know, these plays matter at Mississippi State right now for a lot of guys.
Well, for Sylvester Croom, it'd be different if you were trying to win. I mean, he's trying to win, but it'd be different if you came in here and say, this is our year. It's not. He's building around the likes of Omar Connor. He's got Will Prosser at one of the wideouts, who's just a sophomore. He's got a couple sophomore linemen that look like they're going to step up. Jason Husband, you mentioned, stepped up a couple weeks ago. So their future is what they're trying to build on with Mississippi State.
Tyler Threadgill, the wide receiver, of course, long history. The Bulldogs, his dad quarterback here. As Kyle York goes down, they'll say it was an incomplete pass.
Wow, I don't know how that wasn't grounded in the football. He was going down. The official in great position to make the call, but again, when you're in the grass, you've got somebody on it. Buckles is there, the backer that's on him. When you're doing that, you can't just look at this ball just come out.
Well, Fred Reed was in the neighborhood. That was closer to, I think, a sack than it was to a grounding, but yeah, Fred Reed snuck in there and got in that vicinity. Chiron Carey back to return this punt. He stands at 45. End over end kick. Carey will have an opportunity for a return. And Chiron down to the 38. One area today that Nick Saban really hoped would step up and make some plays would be special teams units. Says he hasn't gotten the big plays out of that group as he would have expected. It's 41-0 back after this. 41-0 here in Baton Rouge. Dave Neal, Dave Rowe, Dave Buzz Baker. 8:55 to go in the third quarter. LSU trying to get that swagger back. Looks like they're well on their way. Ali Broussard with the carry. Let's check in with Dave Baker again with our Alltel sideline connection. Dave, and Marcus Spears, not only a good football player, but he does some other things pretty well, I understand.
Yeah, you got to get away. You got to have a way to release. And for Marcus Spears, it's fishing. He's been fishing around Baton Rouge for all of his life. Now one of his favorite spots. Nick Saban has a place here with about 20 acres. Coach says that Marcus has the code. Sometimes he'll look and he'll be down there, and he always catches his limit. And that's what Dave Rowe reached at dinner last night with shrimp, I believe, is his limit.
Yes, he did.
What is this, pick on me?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day's pick on Dave Rowe Day. What are you talking about? You're just now figuring this out? Well, I'd like to thank Gus Piazza over at Phil's Oyster Bar for having us last night.
Crawfish etouffee.
You name it, we had it.
We had it, buddy. Kim Anderson looks over and says, oh, I ate back at home. I had cereal.
Well, I didn't. Kim's got to get here on time.
That's right. If he's here, hey, what a meal, though.
There's one thing about coming here to Baton Rouge. You don't leave here hungry.
No. I even ate off Dave Barringer's plate, sitting next to me.
Of course, Dave, part of our team here, production team. Waiting on that measurement. They'll respot the ball at that right hash mark.
I do have to tell you, I played 4 years with the Saints when I first started my NFL career, and I learned to eat here in Louisiana. Boy, there's one tired guy. He's probably been up cheering on every touchdown. He just can't take it.
It's a warm afternoon here in Baton Rouge. Look what LSU has done on third down conversions today, and it's impressive. Third and very short, and that will be a first down.
You know what they have to do on that play? You've got to get penetration up front. So you've got to get a spear up front there, and then you got these backers coming hard. They all guess middle, and he slides off to the outside. If he doesn't stumble, he's going to pick up an extra 5 yards. You can't guess, though. Penetration by your line, get those backers coming over top and stopping them. And there'll be better days for Ellis Johnson and his defensive staff for Mississippi State.
Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Jamarcus Russell, play action, blitz comes. It's just tied in. That'll be Dimitri Robinson, the senior.
Hey, and when you make a good tackle, Darren Williams made a good tackle on that play, wrapped him up. Remember the 2 roll blocks that I was critical of that time, wrapping them up, bringing them down. That's the way you tackle, young man.
Second down, 10. 23 yards.
On 2nd and 10, Chiron Carey nowhere to go.
Good blitz pressure that time. Run blitz. Kenny Kern, 52, gets good penetration right up the middle. Made him turn. Fields in there also, getting that penetration, getting deep back. There's no quit on this Mississippi State team. You know, they're trying to come up a big hill. But what you're looking for is you're looking for players here.
Ronald Fields had a nice game versus Maine. 7 tackles, 3 for loss, a career high in that department. You know, he's not 100%, playing on a bad knee. They move him from nose tackle to defensive tackle. Looking at his numbers throughout his career, Dave, he's played a lot of snaps. He only has 1 career sack. That shocked me. Here's an all-out blitz, and Bo makes the catch at the 6. Coverage was pretty good from Mississippi State and Darren Williams, but Bo held on to it. 1st and goal, LSU, gain of 17.
Dave, you cannot throw the ball any better than this. You said it. Good coverage. Look how tight the coverage is. But a perfectly thrown ball. That was Darren Williams, 22 on the coverage. Look where the ball is. Right out in front of him. Williams is right there. He's got his hand there.
You know, that's one of those plays, Dave, you go back and you go, you know what? We executed well. They just executed that much better.
Absolutely. That was just well thrown. Boy, I'll tell you, Russell is going to give Randall everything he wants for that starting spot.
Joseph Adai might have lost a yard. Speaking of Marcus Randall, Dave, he came out, started the game. For those of you just joining us, you know, that's been a big discussion here at LSU. Who would be the quarterback? And Marcus Randall got the nod today in the first half and led this team to 27 first-half points and was perfect throwing the football, 7 of 7 today. And Jamarcus Russell came in midway through the 2nd quarter, and he's done the same thing that Randall did, and that's lead this offense down the field. And from a coaching standpoint, you're getting the end result, and that is moving the chains and putting points on the board.
Well, and I think Nick Saban's got to be pleased. As you said, they came out and they dominated this line of scrimmage. They played well. They haven't looked back and said, hey, what went wrong last week? They focused on this game, so he's got to be pleased with that aspect of the game.
And there's Marcus Randall, the senior out of Baton Rouge. And Marcus yesterday, having a chance to talk to him, you know, he's had a good attitude about this situation. As a senior, you really expect to come in, be the man, and get it done. And he'll be the first one to tell you that he struggled a little bit, but kept his confidence up. And it's really, you know, sometimes we forget, you know, playing here in your hometown can't be an easy thing.
That's when you fall out of your stance. Number 79 for LSU, that's Herman Johnson. He fell out of his stance.
Before the snap, dead ball start. Number 79 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Yeah, you can't have the weight on the back heels. Watch right here. There he is right there. He's going to just fall out. Look at him just fall. You got the weight on your heels. Once you got that much weight going, you got to go with it.
And you know he's going, snap the ball, snap the ball, I'm falling.
I'm falling.
Well, moving back 5, 3rd and 8. Russell. Willie Evans back on the field for Mississippi State. And Russell trying to pick up a second rushing touchdown. Fumbles the football, and the Bulldogs recover. Boy, a couple of big-time collisions on that play.
What a stick. Right on the ball. I thought for sure that Jamarcus Russell was just going to put his head down, protect the ball, but he doesn't. He gets really careless with the ball. Let's take a peek at it again. We may see who causes this.
Well, whoever caused it forced the 4th LSU turnover of the game. Back after word from your local station. LSU turns it over in the red zone for the 2nd time this afternoon. 4 turnovers all told for LSU today, and that'll make Nick Saban, well, that won't make him very happy. York out of his end zone, fires over the middle, pass is caught. T. Millens with the grab, out over the 10 to the 11-yard line. Ronnie Prude makes the tackle, gain of 9. And, you know, it's not a bad plan to have Kyle York. Omar Connor's hurt. And we don't know the severity of that injury to his knee. They probably won't know until x-rays later on tomorrow. But probably not a bad plan to get Kyle York in this game. He's been around Spring, Texas, the junior. Says he almost gave up football, but wanted to come back and be a leader for this team under their new coach, Coach Kroom.
Well, if I want somebody to come in a situation, tough situation, I want somebody coming in with confidence. That's what Kyle York's done. That was a nice pass that last play before this run. Looked downfield, had a lot of pressure, found his wide open receiver, drilled the ball to him.
Well, they handed it off to Jarius Norwood, who hoped to pick up that first down. Only got about a half a yard. You see the
slouch.
Total story here. It has been domination by the defending national champions today. 532 to 71. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, that's what you saw.
Here comes some more pressure. York fires, hits Fred Reed. That'll be a first down out over the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jesse Daniels runs him out of bounds. Gain of 11.
Good move there by Kyle York, running against his body to the left side. He's going to run out this way here, then throw across his body, delivers a nice little strike right there. Hey, they moved the chains. They've got a positive. That's what you're looking for, something positive. A lot of games left in this season. This one's not gone their way, but you're looking for positives. And I like the attitude of that man. Last week, losing to Maine, everybody said, oh, no. He turned around and said, hey, we played well as a team. And then down his team.
Pressure again. York fires it up. Looking far side. Intended for Tyler Threadgill. Ronnie Prude on the coverage. Knocked it away at the last moment. Ronnie Prude will forever relive last week's point after. He was the man that was actually on that field in the defensive backfield in the point after that went up to try to block the kick, and he wasn't even supposed to be in there. Corey Webster was the man usually playing that safety role on the point after, and Corey was banged up, so Ronnie Prude goes in there. And he's the guilty party, and you know his intent was certainly not to break any rules.
No.
That's just out of habit. It's how he's been growing up blocking kicks. Nice pass. T. Millens out to the 40. Travis Daniels knocks him out of bounds. Gain of 19.
Good look there by York on this play. He looks downfield. He's got a good view. Not a whole lot of pressure in his face. Throws the strike. Hey, again, moving the chains. Finding a new receiver. T. Millens. Don't quit. Well, that's the rally call on Mississippi State.
T. Millens, of course, the younger brother of former Alabama star Freddie Millens. Remember, one year Freddie Millens returned a punt for a touchdown, and that Friday night, his younger brother T. Millens returned a punt for a touchdown in a high school game. There's Fred Reed on the carry.
You know, and a lot of young players for LSU getting some playing time, getting some snaps. A lot of players switching in and out. They use about 6 or 7 on that defensive line. There's several different combinations in their secondary. You got 2 safeties that are just sophomores getting a lot of playing time. Will Muschamp's got to be pleased with his defense today.
I'm going to ask him next time we have a conversation, how many plays on average, percentage-wise, does he bring a blitz? Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4-man blitz, I bet it's close to 80% of the time they're bringing pressure outside their 4-man front.
Well, you can do that when you've got cornerbacks and safeties that can just cover one-on-one.
And here it comes again. York under pressure. Nobody over there. No game next week right here on Jefferson Pilot Sports. We'll take the weekend off, join you again on October 9th. But log on to jpsports.com and click on the Regions Bank Road Trip Planner for the quickest routes and all the information you need traveling around the SEC. Just pick a school and they'll get you there. And, of course, some fantastic games next week. One of them involves this club right here, LSU, on their way to Athens. You know the Bulldogs are back at home. Mark Richt and company watching this one.
Oh, boy.
Especially after what happened last year in one of those all-time great classic showdowns. Pass is off the fingertips of Eric Butler. But LSU has a couple of tough ones coming up. Back-to-back games on the road, Georgia and Florida. And it's not going to get easier with Troy. Vanderbilt, a much better club. Alabama, a better club than they were a year ago. Ole Miss is right here, and then they finish up the day after Thanksgiving at Arkansas.
Yeah, but those two right there in the middle, at Georgia and Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, wow. Back-to-back.
Here's Carey at the 23. Tyrone Carey stumbles at the 31-yard line. And that'll be a 9-yard return off the 33-yard punt. We've got 48 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and it's LSU 41, Mississippi State nothing. LSU's defense came in at giving up about 11 points a game, Dave. Fourth in the country, or fourth in the league, I should say, but 14th in the NCAA. But this offense has been really solid today as Matt Flynn, the freshman from Tyler, Texas, checks in at quarterback. Flynn, 6'2", 230 pounds. First play is a handoff to Joseph Adai. Jermaine Johnson makes the tackle, but a third quarterback of the day for LSU, and Matt Flynn's been kind of the quiet man. You know, it's been Marcus Randall and Jamarcus Russell. Well, they have lit up headlines, call-in shows, you name it. Matt Flynn's kind of just been under the radar.
Yeah. But you know what's amazing is you never know when you're going to get that opportunity. As you look at Jamarcus Russell, you never know when you're going to get that opportunity to get in there. Look how quickly Kyle York came in for Omar Connor. All yards, one play away from starting.
And a flag is down.
Before the snap, dead ball. Ball starts. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That'll bring up a second down. And 9 for LSU. Well, Matt Flynn redshirted last year as a true freshman. And he'll have to wait until the fourth quarter to take the next snap. LSU leading 41-0 after 3 quarters of play. Omar Connor has seen a lot of LSU defensive players today. Probably too much as he's on the sidelines with a banged-up knee. But Jamarcus Russell and Marcus Randall have done a nice job leading this LSU offense. We'll return to the TC game brought to you in part by Acura. And the first pass from Matt Flynn is caught for a big game. Xavier Carter, the speedster, touchdown! LSU, 67 yards. Matt Flynn's first career touchdown and Xavier Carter's first career TD reception.
This is only about a 15-yard pass. But it's a 50-yard run once he gets it, and Carter just explodes. Once he got that ball, he turned back inside. He got separation from everybody. There was no one going to catch him.
Xavier Carter, who picked up Florida high school state titles in the 100. Turned out to be a gorgeous day here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Down on the Bayou, LSU leading Mississippi State 48-0. Chris Jackson will kick off once again for LSU. And back to return is Tyler Threadgill. Kickoff near side. Fred Reed takes it at the 10. To the 20. Fred Reed sees a little bit of a hole out to the 25. Well, today we came in here looking at the quarterbacks for LSU, and Marcus Randall and Jamarcus Russell both. It's going to be, you know, Dave, nothing's really been cleared up. Both guys played well, and, you know, Marcus Randall got the start and went 7 of 7, led him to the first 27 points, but Jamarcus Russell played well. His only fault was fumbling inside the 5-yard line, Dave. So I'll get your thoughts on that after this play coming up. Kyle York and Mississippi State from the 25-yard line. Jason Jude, the freshman out of Athens, Alabama, gets the carry out to the 28. And Dave, your thoughts about this?
Well, I don't think there's any controversy. They both played well. I don't know when I've seen two quarterbacks have a better day throwing the football, completing passes, driving their team, using their leg, moving around in the pocket, able to pick up first downs. They were just spectacular. Then the third team quarterback comes in and plays well. But this is the way you play quarterback. Move that football. And again, controversy, there's no controversy. If they can get along with it, I'm sure that Nick Saban can live with it too.
York gets hit as he lets go. Looking for Threadgill and almost made the catch. Daniels almost. Chevis Jackson, 21, not 31, with the pass breakup. The freshman out of Mobile, Alabama, getting some work today.
Well, York is going to get hit late right there and doesn't really step into the ball. He's throwing a duck. He's lucky it's not intercepted. Threadgill almost came down with that football. Good play by Chevis Jackson, number 21.
Going back to the quarterback situation, let's check in with Buzz. And Buzz, what are your thoughts about how this is unfolded?
You know, Dave, it was almost two entirely different packages they ran. When Marcus Randall was in the game, Ali Broussard got those 3 early touchdowns. They were working on the running game. And then with Jamarcus Russell, he was almost exclusively in the gun, able to work on that passing game. It gave Jimbo Fisher a chance to look at different things from different groupings almost.
Pass is caught. That should be good enough for a first down. Will Prosser makes the grab for Mississippi State. And that's a good observation, Dave. We saw Jamarcus Russell much more in a shotgun than Marcus Randall.
Yeah, but the score changed the offensive game plan. When you're up, you've scored 21 points, you can do about whatever you want. But, yeah, they have different talents. Jamarcus Russell a little bit better in that stand-up position. We talked about how tall he was. Marcus Randall back in there, likes that, take it off the center's tail and just run around, move the ball that way.
York play action.
Oh, a lot of time.
He lofts it up, looking for Prosser. Ball's incomplete. Will Prosser, by the way, Dave, Will Prosser to me is what Sylvester Croom looks for in a football player. Last week, before the game, on the way to the stadium, he strains his Achilles tendon. Doesn't say anything to anybody. Early in the first half, he catches a pass that splits his 2 fingers on his hand, and it's just, I mean, it's a major gash. Doctors say we got to stitch it up. He says, no, we'll do it later. Let me just put my glove back on. I'll go out and play. So he gets 6 stitches, has a bad Achilles, and plays the whole game last week. Pass is picked off. Flag is down, however, at the 35-yard line. Garen Gordon with the interception.
And, Dave, this flag was thrown away from the ball, so you would almost think it might have been a pick. Oh, ineligible downfield. So it was thrown away from where the ball was caught. So it's going to result in LSU keeping the football on that interception.
Decline. First down.
So it will be LSU football.
Yeah, you can't throw off your back foot like that. It just ball just floats and takes off on you. And LSU has got that great team speed where they react to the football so well, they're going to intercept that every time.
Deron Gordon will be a happy man with the interception, and the announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. This broadcast is a copyright presentation. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited.
Big Hester, fair ball.
12:53 and counting. You know, Dave, you had a situation like this as an NFL player back in New Orleans, or New England, I believe, where things got kind of out of hand, but I don't think it's going to happen here. But didn't you have a coach quit on you?
Yeah.
A coach?
Head coach. We were playing the Miami Dolphins. It was 35-0 and zipped at half. He came in and he says, guys, it's every man for himself. I quit. I'm not coaching this team any longer. I never saw him after that. Never, ever saw him.
So he says, protect yourself, every man for himself. I quit, and walks out.
Absolutely. He just walked off the field. New England's head coach. Never forget it. Now, here's one for you.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, this is a super play. I was in the first 3 plays. I started on defense. The first 3 plays, I tried to block extra points. Can you imagine that? And I was the defensive player of the game in a 52-0.
That's something to write home about.
Oh, yeah, I still have that plaque.
Yeah.
I'm quite proud of that.
Coach quit on you.
Hey, blocking 3 extra points the first 3 plays I was in. Let me tell you how it happened.
First a handoff, Hester, big hole inside the 15, down to the 14. The true freshman out of Shreveport, brought down by Titus Brown, and that'll be a first down.
I got to tell you, all right. First play, Mercury Morris ran it back in as we watch this replay. Good hole right there, not getting off the blocks. Look at there, locked up here, locked up there. You just can't do that. Jacob Hester in there, the fullback just putting his head down and running. But back to the 3 plays. Right. Mercury Morris runs the opening kickoff back 93 yards. I come up, try to block my extra point. Jim Plunkett throws an interception. They run it in. I come in, try to block my second extra point. Third play, Jim Nance fumbles it. They picked it up. Mike Colon played there for the Dolphins. He runs it in. I come in, try to block my third extra point. And one of the players turned to me and said, bro, this could be an NFL record. There's still 14 minutes in the first quarter left, and we're down 21-0.
No wonder. Well, there's Ellis Johnson, certainly a guy who has been around college football a long time, former coach over at the Citadel. And, you know, I think that's one thing Sylvester Croom did when he went out and got his head coaches. He got guys who had some experience. Woody McCorvey, his offensive coordinator, and let everybody know, listen, this isn't going to happen overnight. No. I need people who want to be here for the long haul. It's not going to be easy for the first few years, and I think everybody understood that coming in. And everybody's on board with his plan.
Absolutely. He got great teachers of the game. Ellis Johnson is a great teacher of the game. Woody McCorvey is another teacher of the game, the offensive coordinator. And Sylvester Croom is the same thing. They're still coaching. They're still looking for athletes. They're still looking for pluses. And that man hasn't been on the backside of scores like this very often.
Of course, with the Packers before he came to Mississippi State.
I think they hired a gem.
Glenn on the run. Let's take a look at our scoreboard. Aaron scoreboard, and how about this? 20-3. Kentucky really gave Florida all they could handle. And Vandy and Navy on the road. The Commodore stepping up at halftime. Navy, folks, you may not realize, but they're a real good team. And NC State renewing that rivalry from the late 80s, early 90s. That was pretty good at the time. And Louisville over North Carolina, 10-0. This field goal from Ryan Godet is up, and it is good from 37 yards. That just adds to the lead. It's now 51-0 LSU. Some of the LSU fans hanging around. They got here real early today. We were here about 9:30 for this 11:30 kickoff. Ryan Godet to kick it off. Jackson, I guess, a little worn out today. Tyler Threadgill on the return for Mississippi State. Tyler out over the 25 to the 26, and that's where he is brought down. But Dave, it's been a long day, a lot of scoring if you're LSU.
It certainly has. It's been a Broussard day to start. He scored 3 touchdowns in the first. Quarterback running the football. That was an outstanding run there by number 4, Jamarcus Russell. Then all of a sudden, Marcus Spear comes up with a big one. Marcus intercepts one, gets a lineman stream to run it in for Storm, the former tight end. But it has just been a day where everything has gone well. It's been the day of the quarterback, the day of scoring, the day of domination.
And the day that we saw the return of Chiron Carey to the football field. Jason Jude gets the carry. You know, and I think it's been a good day with the games coming up that LSU has to give Chiron Carey an opportunity to get back into the flow of the game. They're going to need him down the way. They also, you know, Skylar Green's a guy, Dave, that's got a bad ankle that just can't seem to shake the injury. And they had an opportunity to leave him out today and try to get him healthy as well as they hit the meat of their schedule. Hand off to Jude. That'll be a first down. Let's go down to Dave Baker with another All-Tel sideline connection. Buzz, what do you got?
Dave, the score may certainly not be in proportion, but Sylvester Croom still working hard on that far sideline, and he's working on the overall mindset of this Mississippi State team. It's nothing against any of the guys that are here, but he's still trying to change the way they do things. There were some guys that didn't get ticket privileges today because of the fact they didn't take care of business in the classroom this week, and he told us earlier this week that this team and this staff will be defined by their recruiting this year. They're out there working hard, not only trying to turn things around on the field, but get some better talent into Starkville as well.
Thank you, Buzz, as York lifts it up. Looking on that far side for Jason Husband, covered by Chevis Jackson.
Well, it was interesting in talking with Sylvester Croom where he got all those things as we watch this replay. But he got all his values from Bear Bryant. What a leader. And again, this route, this is just one-on-one coverage. You just run with him, put your head down, play the ball. When he looks up, you look up. That's just a well-played ball. That was Jackson there on the coverage. But Sylvester Croom said, I took a lot from Coach Bryant. Took a lot of those values.
It's worked well for him as a player and as a coach. And I'm sure he's looking forward to later on this season when the Bulldogs will have an opportunity to meet up with the Alabama Crimson Tide. That'll be in Tuscaloosa on November 6th. It'll be Sylvester Croom's return to his alma mater, the place where he played and coached. Don't think there won't be a lot of people calling Sylvester wanting to get some of those tickets, huh?
He says, I just leave that all up to my wife. She takes all the phone calls.
What did he say? He had something like 80 people in the opening game. Here's York under pressure, just has to get rid of it, throws it over the LSU bench. And the pass was able to get across the line of scrimmage as he was outside the tackle box, so no grounding called.
Well, you look downfield, you come off your primary receiver, and there, you got red, yellow shirts, I should say, right in your face. This is tough to throw across that body. And Will Muschamp, he's the defensive coordinator. He's saying, okay, come on over here. Still coaching. Still coaching.
Chiron Carey back to return another punt. How many punts is that for LSU today? Or, excuse me, Mississippi State. That's a lot. Crabtree getting a lot of work. We'll take those totals for you. It's 51-zip, LSU on top. LSU offense on the field at the 18-19 yard line. Mississippi State has only been into LSU territory one time today, and that drive started on the LSU 36 after an interception. Here's the handoff to Jacob Hester. Flag is down at the 21-yard line. Let's check in with Dave Baker down on the sidelines.
You know, you were talking about tickets earlier as it related to Sylvester Croom in Alabama. There are some guys on this LSU staff that are going to get a lot of requests next week. The Bulldogs have helped stock this LSU coaching staff. Defensive coordinator Will Muschamp was a strong safety for the Dogs in 91-94. Travis Jones, starting defensive end in 93 and 94. And secondary coach Kirby Smart, a two-time All-SEC defensive back in 97 and 98. you can bet they will be ready to go as they're already thinking about next week and that trip to Athens.
Yeah, Buzz, and you know, when you look at those, all three of those are defensive coaches over there. Will Muschamp talking to the guys now. This is a defense that over the span of the last, what is it now, 18 games, I should say, has given up a total of 7 rushing touchdowns.
That's incredible, let me tell you. They tighten up when they get down there and they get in that red zone.
I don't think they've given up one all year.
No, they have not given up a rush touchdown this year. That is incredible. And it doesn't look like they're going to give up one today.
That is remarkable. Think about that. 7 rushing touchdowns in the last 18 games. And there's Derek Dooley, or excuse me, there's that's Will Muschamp, but Derek Dooley, of course, the son of Georgia's former athletic director, Vince Dooley, also on this staff as well.
Second down, 14, 50 yards.
Second and 14. Here's the handoff to Hester. He's got some running room. Hester, the true freshman out of Shreveport, Louisiana. He came into this game, actually, he's had some work. He carried it 9 times for 40 yards coming into this game, so he's making a name for himself.
And when you got the depth at running back that LSU has, you're not going to get many opportunities. So
yeah.
You better make it good. You got Perry, Broussard, Adai, Vincent. This is named 4 of them that are going to get the bulk of the carries.
Hester today, 5 carries, 42 yards. Matt Flynn, his first completion goes for a 63-yard touchdown. Back in the beginning of the fourth quarter to Xavier Carter. Jason Spadoni on the carry for LSU as the Tigers just trying to run this clock out. 5.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Closed captioning for today's game is brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealers. Second down and 6 now.
It would really surprise me to see LSU put this ball in the air. Really surprised me, especially after that move at halftime. I thought that was a real class move by Nick Saban. Run the clock out, don't score another one before half. They had the game well in control. And a lot of coaches would have said, hey, we're still in the first half, we're going for it. But I thought it was a real class move by that young man.
Young to you.
Yeah, well.
He turns 53 earlier.
Well, he's young. I'm young in spirit. Golly. Pick on me. I'm telling you.
You've had a hard afternoon, buddy.
Just tell Buzz Baker he's going to need protection. He's going to need...
Oh, yeah. Buzz will have some security on the way out of the ballpark. Not from the fans, but from our own guy.
I'm coming after him.
Speaking of coming after him, Mississippi State brings the pressure. Benny Brazil, the Olympian, the track star, who went to Greece with the U.S. Olympic team, makes the grab, a gain of 20 yards. You don't want to get him in the open.
No. He's like Xavier Carter. He's got that great speed. Gets good separation, curls up, gives his quarterback a target. Now, once he catches it, you go, oh boy, you're holding your breath because he's got that great blinding speed. How deep can they go at wide receiver, Dave? They got, I mean, we're talking about 4 or 5 guys.
Wayne Bowe early to set. Skylar Green when healthy. Craig Davis, Xavier Carter.
And that's all speed.
7 guys have caught a pass today. Hester makes that carry inside the 40. But I mentioned Benny Brazil. Tiger wide receiver has been a part of 3 national championship track teams here at LSU. He had a very busy summer, ran the 400-meter hurdles in the finals in the Olympics this past summer and finished 8th. The only LSU player ever to win a national title in 2 sports. How about that? And he gets to go to Greece.
That's right.
Of course, Nick Saban, one little tidbit to that, he happened to be a teammate at Kent State of gold medal winner Gerald Tinker. Actually blocked for Gerald Tinker on punt returns. He says it was obvious who was there to catch the ball and who was there to block.
Yeah.
Well, you can win a brand new Polaris ATV 500, the exceptional all-terrain pickup with twice the hauling capacity of most ATVs. The lucky winner and a guest will also join us at our final SEC football telecast of the year. For details and to register, log on to jpsports.com. Polaris, the way out. I formation, clock ticking at 2:14. With that carry. So LSU, Dave, had to kind of batten down the hatches today. They didn't want to overlook any aspect of this Mississippi State game, but at the same time, they knew they had to make strides. And the score's 51-0. If you're Nick Saban, when you walk off this field today, do you feel that you have enough to go on the road and play a team like Georgia?
I do, especially with the play of the two quarterbacks, Marcus Randall, Jamarcus Russell. Broussard played really well. The offensive line up front controlled the line of scrimmage. Granted, Florida and Georgia are going to be a lot tougher opponents, but I think he's got a good answer.
Time to look at our Safe Auto Insurance most successful drive today. And it happened to go to the very first one. 7 plays, 74 yards. Marcus Randall in charge as LSU marched to 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Capped off by Ali Broussard's 11-yard touchdown run. Broussard would go on to have 3 touchdown carries today. And that successful drive means another $500 to the SEC's education initiative, courtesy of Safe Auto Insurance Company. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO, and you too can be a successful driver. Badoni on 2nd down and 5. Clock ticks under a minute. Avery Hannibal with the tackle.
Dave, one other thing for Nick Saban and his coaching crew, you didn't see anybody really get nicked hard. No one got carried off the field, so they should go into that Georgia and Florida game healthy.
Well, we certainly hope that Omar Connor will be able to recover. Sylvester Croom's guys will walk out of here a little banged up, not only physically but mentally, and he's got some work to do to get this program where he wants it to be. But listen, he said it over and over. I mean, we're going to have to fight through a lot of tough battles.
Absolutely. He said, I'm going to handle them one at a time.
Yep. One game, one play. Well, this game was all LSU. Sylvester Croom's first trip as the Bulldogs head coach into Baton Rouge and Death Valley didn't go as planned as he turns 50 years old today. Nick Saban will turn 53 at the end of October, and he will wait to celebrate his birthday, but he certainly has a chance to celebrate this 51-0 LSU wins. We will come back to Baton Rouge, talk about this one, and put a wrap on it.